Hey guys, welcome to the final update for the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon HardBody. It's been a lot of fun. It's taken what seems forever, but I'm happy to say now that all of them but a couple of little bits that I need to do, it's pretty much finished. Cannot wait to get it on the trails. I'm so excited. Just a massive thank you to all my subscribers. Big thanks to everybody that takes the time to watch the videos, that takes time to comment. It's really been a pleasure starting up this channel. You guys have made it so much more enjoyable, so a genuine massive thank you. If you aren't yet subscribed, then please subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified of all upcoming new content. Obviously there's going to be lots of videos of this. I've got something else new coming up at Christmas. It's going to be a lot of fun, so just a big thanks. Right, so obviously while you guys are here, you want to see the update on this, so I'm going to grab the camera. I'll show you what has happened to it so far, where we are with it, and we'll go from there. Rightio guys, starting with the front, I've changed out the winch cable for a yellow one. I think the colour's really nice, it kind of accents the car really well. It's also going to help capture it on film. The standard one obviously is grey and it's incredibly hard to pick up on camera, especially if you're watching these videos on your phone, so hopefully that'll make things a lot better. So we've added the shackles as well to the bumper. I think they look really cool. So pretty much that's where we are with the front. Got the window wipers added as well. I did plan on putting them on a motor, but to be honest there is just no room to fit a motor behind all the body and the plastics and the electronics that are under there. I just can't fit anything in, so I kind of left it there. Next big update is the RC four-wheel drive light bar. It's the HiLites light bar, part number, there you go. And in order to fix that on, I had to get these RC four-wheel drive brackets. Part number, there you go. I will plug it in a minute. The power on 3S is ridiculous. You cannot look at it, but it is amazing. And it's going to open up the possibility of doing some kind of evening videos, which I think can be really cool. I'm not going to lie, fitting that light bar took me about 2.5 hours. It was an absolute pain. Worth it in the end, but it really was a pain. For a start, considering these mounts are made for this body, they don't fit properly. It baffles me how they design things like this and they just don't fit. Problem being with these mounts is that if you screw them into the side of the A-pillars too much, they bend, and also they end up being too narrow to actually fit the whole light bar across. So you have to kind of screw them in to a reasonable level where you don't think, well, to a reasonable level where you can actually fit the light bar on. Bit of a pain really, kind of don't expect that. I mean, you buy these for this light bar, but hey, it is what it is. Made it fit in the end, but I'm not kidding, it took about 2.5 hours to get it done. Obviously not just to put the brackets on, but for the whole thing. So trying to keep it neat and tidy, so we have we've got the power wire coming out the top, which I covered with some heat shrink. I then fed the power wire down behind that bracket, obviously avoiding the screws. So I had to Dremel out a little gap there so I could feed the wire through. Then I had to do the same on the inside of the door post. I had to Dremel out a little gap there, so once the wire was through I could still close the door. And I had to do the same to the dashboard as well. Obviously there's a lot of work getting that done, but I think it was worth it. The wire is hidden as much as it's going to be, which is going to help it from being snagged and anything, and also makes it look a bit more scale. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. It was just a pain. I did not expect it to take so long. But there we go. So off camera, the absolute worst part of this build, by far, was fitting the windows in. It was an absolute nightmare. The windows clip in. Not sure if we can see it on this side, but there's a clip there. You can see it better on the right, and there's a clip there. And they don't fit in very well at all. They're really, really, really tight. And in all honesty, as a consequence, I broke this window. And it just became a nightmare from then. This door has come off and has been repainted 3 or 4 times. I can't remember now. It was just a nightmare. And obviously the more you paint something, the worse the finish kind of gets. I mean, I spent a lot of time removing the paint and doing it again, and it's as good as it's going to get. There is a lot of glare because I used epoxy to keep the window in. Super glue is an absolute no-no. Don't use it. You get a horrible white cloud. So yeah, I've made it work now as if the window is open, so I don't mind. But it's just something to bear in mind. It was an absolute nightmare. I don't know why the windows are so tight to get in. I did really struggled. I really did. So moving around, we've got the RC4 drive Max Trax boards. Love them. I thought they'd be cool on the side. Happy with how they look. And then on the back, I've got some scale accessories which I brought from a fairly new company in the UK called Overland RC. Absolute great company. So if you do need any scale accessories from them, please check them out. I will pop the link in the description. So I've got the little fire extinguisher. We've got the shovel, we've got a jack as well on top, we've got the aerial, and then that NOS can. Now the NOS can doesn't come with a little hose, but I actually cut up a bobble for your hair and super glued it to the can. And then just made a little hole so it looks like it's the actual hose. Got a couple of fuel cans on the side as well, helps to give it some more detail. And then the point obviously of the match cars in the back, matchbox cars, sorry, is to be like little RC cars for the drivers. Then we've got some camping mats, some rope, and a little backpack. So we tied some rope to the side. That is the old winch line from the front. We've got some awesome Punisher stickers on the side. I think they're awesome. I think they make it look so much better. Just gives it some attitude. Doesn't really need any more attitude with the front of this, but yeah, it just suited it really, really well. Right, there you go guys, give you some idea on the power of this light bar. That's running directly on 3S, there's no BEC, it's powered literally directly by the battery. It's an absolute animal of a light. I mean, it's pitch black in here, no light whatsoever. It's going to be one hell of a light on the trails, really, really happy with it, definitely worth the money. So moving straight on to just the chassis and the wiring as what's happened. He's going to get tidied up a bit more. These are the bits I was on about that I just need to finish off. So I've got a Traxxas Rustler Receiver Box on the way. I mean, I know that receiver is waterproof anyway, but going through gunk and crap and it being cleaned with the hose every week, it's not really going to do it any good. So if I can protect it, then I will. So that should be here in the next couple of days. I use some Plasti-Dip on the worn winch control unit. That stuff is amazing, it's worth its weight in gold. Never used it before. Made waterproofing that an absolute doddle. So if you haven't used it, get yourself some, you won't regret it. Things are a little difficult for me to get here in the UK just because they're so much more expensive, because obviously everything's imported from America. Most of the stuff is for this hobby anyway. So I try to only spend my money on things that I know are going to benefit me in some way. And Plasti-Dip, without a shadow of doubt, I wish I brought it 2 years ago. Absolutely fantastic. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this build. It's been a hell of a lot of fun doing it, like I said. Can't wait to take it on the trails, just have a load of fun. This certainly will not be a shelf queen of any standards. It's going to be abused, it's going to be enjoyed. Can't wait to take it out. A massive thank you again to all you guys for following, for commenting, for all your input, your help when I've asked for it, and just making everything such a fun experience. Like I said at the beginning, it's really meant a lot to me, and I can't wait to start the next project. So if you like this video, if you enjoyed the build, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, there's going to be lots of content on this and lots of new content coming up. Massive thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next episode of Experience RC.